Great job by the...
It's a sweep at Minute Maid. Astros with a bounce-back weekend. We'll show you the unsung heroes from today.
We don't know how to celebrate a walk-off walk.
And a new-look walk-off celebration to cap it off.
The Rockets play their final regular season home game, but there's plenty in the postseason on the way. Top highlights against the Suns, and more importantly, how the playoff race is developing in these final days.
Plus, guns up for the Red Raiders. What are they thinking on the eve of playing for the national title? Can they bring the title to Texas for the first time in 52 years?
And the party is already starting for the new national champion Baylor Lady Bears. Let's have some fun on Sports Sunday right now.
Live from KPRC Channel 2, this is Sports Sunday, presented by Nissan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sports Sunday. Randy McElroy alongside Adam Wexler, Laney Fritz. Great to have you with us. Busy show. Lots of college hoops to get to. What a game tonight for the Lady Bears of Baylor and Notre Dame for the national title. We'll show you how it ended. And each of y'all will get to check in on the Astros and the Rockets. Busy sports weekend at Sports Day, huh?
It was a real close one at Toyota Center.
What a joke those last two teams that came to Toyota Center were. And the next time we'll see somebody at Toyota Center, it'll be playoff time.
That'll be fun. I think we all could have scored against the Phoenix.
They never put us in the game.
Maybe even a three-pointer. Who knows? Hey, our big story tonight is a new NBA record by the Rockets. In case you missed it, final home game of the regular season. Rockets with a laugher against the Suns. Eric Gordon, 8 made three-pointers. Rockets set a new NBA record tonight, folks, with 27 made threes.
Yep, and Clint Capella, he's just continuing to come on stronger and stronger here down the stretch. Another double-double, 22 points and 13 boards for Capella.
How about the play of the night from Hightower's own Daniel House with the slam? James Harden, another big night, even without all the minutes. 1 assist shy of a triple-double, 30 points, 13 boards, 9 assists. The Rockets squeak by 149 to 113.
You know, regardless of the score, you got to keep competing. You know what I mean? And, you know, the way Tuck is and all of us and defending, and it's all about building habits. And I think that's what we've been doing a really good job of.
All right, so we see now Rockets just a half game back of the Denver Nuggets for the #2 seed. This race is not over yet. Only one game left for Houston. That'll be coming up at Oklahoma City. Nuggets have a couple of games left at the Jazz, then home for Minnesota. Portland can also move up if they win their last two, and the Rockets lose to the Thunder. We'll see how it all plays out in the next couple of days. So Houston's the 3 seed right now, guys. It looks like they're either going to get the Thunder, Clippers, or the Spurs in round one. So the question tonight, which team does anybody prefer when you look at that list for a first-round opponent?
I'll go with the Clippers, I'd say. I think they had the hottest month in the NBA actually in March, but they've cooled off in April, haven't won a game yet in April, and there's a lot of familiarity between those two teams. A lot of people we remember, Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, and then I think there's also a connection, I believe, with Austin Rivers.
There's a bit of a connection there. He knows the guy in charge over there. But the main thing is the Clippers team that they saw the other night, that's the first time that Rockets team had faced them, and they clobbered them. The other key point, the Clippers are awesome when Beverly plays. They're 34-14. Yep. They are awful when he does not. If he's a part of that series, it'll be a little bit closer. But yes, on top of that list of 3 teams, they would be the first one in line. I'd say, yeah, go get them, Rockets.
Why not?
Yeah, and unlike the Clippers who have cooled off in April, the Rockets just continue to get better and better. They're forming great habits. And I talked to the guys about that in the locker room, just how important that is going into the playoffs.
No, it's really fun. I mean, guys are excited about it. I mean, especially right now, this is the best time to kind of get a rhythm and a flow going into playoffs. So, like, everybody's having fun. Everyone got a smile on their face.
This ain't got nothing to do with what starts next week. So we just trying to, you know, everybody stay in the right rhythm, you know, keep our cardio up and play the right way till we see who we matched up with.
All right, again, Rockets back on the floor. They'll practice here in town tomorrow, then head on over to Oklahoma City Tuesday night date with the Thunder, and we'll know here pretty soon what's going to happen in the first round. All right, new Hall of Fame inductees announced this weekend. We're talking about it because, once again, the great Rudy Tomjanovich left out.
Yeah,
what's up with this?
And once again, everyone's mad about it.
Yeah, and they should be, and especially because of who got in. Now, we knew who the finalists were going in, so it was no surprise that Rudy's name wasn't called because it couldn't be called. He wasn't among the finalists even, which still is baffling, but if you weren't mad enough already, and again, you should be, guys like Paul Westphal got in. Now, there's all sorts of ways guys can get in for what they do on the court as a player, for what they do as a coach, their career beyond that, all those things go into it. And I just cannot believe there are people sitting in a room voting on these things don't recognize if you're going to put a guy like that in. This reminds me when Guy B. Lewis couldn't get in, and clowns like Luke Carnesecca were getting in. There's just nothing on their resumes that pushed them over. Both were 5-time All-NBA guys. He was a significantly better coach. Best thing on Westfall's coaching resume, he went to the finals once. Rudy won 2 titles and a gold medal. It's a joke.
All right, he only won 2 NBA titles.
Yeah, that's it. Just 2 more than the guy who got in.
All right, good stuff. Let's move on now to the Astros.
Nothing's happened. We're still really damn good. And so I laugh it off because nothing's happened except we played part of our schedule.
All right, that was A.J. Hinch before Wednesday's home opener. As fans thought the sky was falling, things quickly changing, though. His former Astro Mike Fiers today, bottom of the first, new addition. Alameda Diaz with 2 on. It's a 3-run blast. Astros out quickly, 5-2. Dugout response, best part. What else but a nice massage from the guys inside the dugout, celebrating his first hit as an Astro. Lane.
I like that. A's brought their power game today. Josh Phegley, see you later in the 6th. Then this is the 8th. Chad Pinder, that's not coming back. Oakland went up 8-6 at that point.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Astros not done yet. 8-6 when Tony Kemp gets a hold of one, his first homer of the year. So they're down only 8-7. They tie it on a sacrifice fly. So they go to the 9th, tied at 8. Astros load them up with 1 out. Now 2 outs.
Ball 4, Astros win! Astros win it on a walk-off walk.
A lot of walking in there. A walk-off walk so they can walk this way to home plate. Altuve gets the treatment. That jersey
That's the best part right
coming
there.
off, and he enjoyed every minute of
They
it.
had baby powder. They tried to rip off his jersey. A.J. Hinch said after the game, they need to learn how to celebrate a walk-off
They gave him Lance McCullers hair.
They really did, didn't they? Astros win it 9-8. That record back to 500.
It was nice for us to put pressure on those guys, to force Trinan into the game, which forced, an extra workload for him. So it's not easy. It's some of the 2 of the most elite relievers that we have in the American League.
I was out at the ballpark all weekend, and apparently the ballpark, that's all the Astros needed to start piling up wins.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about our at-bats. Our at-bats have been fine. Our results have not.
That's what Astros manager A.J. Hinch had to say about the Astros' offensive performance before the homestand began. And then the bats came alive.
And Carlos Correa drives one deep to left field. Grossman looking up. Goal!
Especially yesterday and today. A pair of Astros newcomers hit key homers leading to wins. Michael Brantley on Saturday, Aledmus Diaz today. For Diaz, a pretty special homer.
Yeah, great. He actually got his first hit today as an Astro homer. Probably he was the biggest reason why we won today.
And his dugout celebration after, very relaxing.
That massage was great to tip the guys later.
The reality is the Astros weren't worried before, and now after a 3-game sweep over Oakland, aren't overjoyed. They know who they are.
I think it's good to get a sweep or a win. It doesn't matter how early or late it's in the season. It's always good to win.
This team's good, and now you can see kind of the offense waking up, and our pitching's always going to be there. So we just got to keep playing together, and nothing to worry about. And a sweep is important anyway. So for it to happen to somebody in our division is definitely big for our team morale. And these guys never get down on themselves, and we're never out of a ball game.
With the Yankees next up at Minute Maid Park the next 3 days, the Astros are ready to roll.
Everybody's expecting the Yankees. I know this is more kind of like a fan thing. They want them to come here, but we're just gonna play them like another team that is, not good and bad thing. Is the big league. This is the big league, so they're all really good, and we have to try to do the best to win against every single team.
I'm sure the vibe at the ballpark will be like it's just another team, but the numbers that back up the offensive outburst at home the last 3 days, how about hitting 327 at home over these 3 games? That's the best in the majors at home. More runs in the last 3 games than they had in the first 7 on the road. 6 homers in each spot, and Bregman leading the way. He was just 5 for 24 on the road, 7 for 11 at home. He's actually 11 for his last 20. He's hot.
So
again.
He's feeling it at the plate, absolutely. Hey, Astros, talk about Bregman. They're starting to look like themselves again. No time to rest, as Altuve mentioned. A new 3-game series at home against the New York Yankees starts tomorrow. There'll be great crowds for the next 3 days. An early start, by the way, just after 6 o'clock coming up tomorrow. But let's talk about this lineup. You mentioned Bregman, Wex, and Laney. We're watching some of these guys now get some confidence, just slow out of the gates a little bit, but the bats are coming alive across the board.
Yeah, and I think we all saw this coming. We joked about, is everyone hitting the panic button, but there's no way you've got a lineup like this and the offense isn't going to wake up at some point, and I think it's only fitting that it did so when they're back at home, playing in a playoff-like atmosphere, honestly, for this first series.
And consider over the last 2 days, Chirinos, the 8-hole, hits a homer. The 7th-place hitter today, Diaz, hits a 3-run homer. And Kemp, as we saw, as the 9th-place hitter, also homered, let alone what the top 6 guys are doing.
See if it continues with the Yankees. Again, new series starts tomorrow night at Minute Maid Park. Lane?
Yeah, switching gears to college hoops, national title game on the ladies' side. Baylor and Notre Dame battling for that piece of hardware right there. Baylor was in front big early, but lost Lauren Cox late in the 3rd quarter to a serious left leg injury. They led by 14 at the time, but Notre Dame came all the way back, leading to a great finish.
Yeah, Baylor down 1. Kalani Brown with the jumper to go back in front. The tournament MVP, Chloe Jackson, sealed the deal. Jumper in the lane to break the tie. Then again, with the game tied, that's when it counted. She had a huge night with 26 points. Time to celebrate again. Baylor wins their 3rd national title under Kim Mulkey, 82-81.
Our motto is together to Tampa, and we just had to stick together. We knew it was going to be tough without her, but we had to do it for her.
For us to win probably was a miracle in itself when you lose a player of that caliber. Not only the talent she has, but she's our leader, people. She's our leader.
Yeah, no doubt about it. She certainly showed it tonight. So the women's title decided tonight. Baylor's got the hardware. Men's championship coming up tomorrow. We'll have a first-time champion with either Texas Tech or Virginia. How about this matchup?
That's why I think it's so exciting. I think, people were disappointed with when the other teams got knocked out. They have the larger fan bases maybe, but I think it's going to be exciting, and especially here in Texas. I'm going for Texas Tech, guys, and I really think they can pull it off, and it'll be awesome for them to make history like that.
I always say that defense travels in every sport, and it certainly does for Tech. Each of these 5 games, they've been absolutely unbelievable. Only Gonzaga has been able to shoot over 40%, and even they were only at 42% in the game they won. It was a 1-point game late, and then they blew them out again and beat them by 10, just held them off the board entirely. That's how you win games.
It's all about Chris Beard and his defense. They held Michigan State their worst shooting game all season long. That's what Texas Tech has done all year. They need to do it one more time.
Our goal's never been to make a tournament. It's been to win the tournament. It's easy to talk about and really, really hard to do, but that's where we started this whole thing.
I mean, we started this summer, came together, and our chemistry just keeps growing each and every day. So, I mean, we're all playing for our brothers and playing for each other. So we got one last game, and it's for the national championship.
All coming up tomorrow, of course, the UVA making it by the skin of their teeth. We have to talk about the way this game ended. Blown call by the officials on an obvious Virginia double dribble was not called. That would have been a difference maker. I believe this is a play right here, and it would have gone the other way towards Auburn.
This kind of reminds me of something that happened in the NFL earlier this season, a missed call that determines a really big game. But, I mean, that's heartbreaking, and I don't think that Auburn will ever live that down.
Yeah, if that call gets made, there's probably 2 seconds on the clock when he grabs it right there and dribbles again. That's when the whistle could have been blown, and that would have turned the game certainly in a different direction. But, again, Auburn missed that late free throw. This shouldn't have created any controversy because it was a clear foul.
A good call.
The referee made the call, and then that guy, Kyle Guy, had to hit 3 straight free throws, and he did.
He was clutch, man.
That was monstrous. But yes, Auburn fans who were celebrating after the win they thought they had, taken back away.
It's a heartbreak. Quickly, who do you have tomorrow? When you look at the lowest over-under for a title game in 20 years, 120. 2 great defensive teams. I'm going to go with you, Lenny. I'm not sure who you're with. I like Texas Tech as well.
Yep. That's 3 for the Red Raiders.
Okay.
Well,
All
that's
Red Raiders. Guns up for the Red Raiders. How about that? Hey, still to come on Sports Sunday. U of H locks up another high-profile coach. But Kelvin Sampson told me about why he chose to stay and what's next for the U of H Cougs.
Plus, coming up, I'll take you back inside the Rockets locker room. I go one-on-one with the man who hit the record-breaking 27 three-pointer tonight, Austin Rivers.
Before we get to Kelvin Sampson's now decided future with the Cougars and more on the Rockets, let's take a quick look at what else is making headlines. We start in Pittsburgh. We'll show you 2 things. Derek Dietrich connects and admires his homer a lot. Catcher has words for Dietrich, so what happens next? He comes up again and gets thrown behind. So warnings issued, and here come the benches. Who's so fired up That's new red Yasiel Puig. Really no punches thrown, and quite honestly, I would have shown you this video just for the Pirates video. They've already played each other 6 times, so look for this to happen some more. They'll go again on May 27th. The Dallas Cowboys put the franchise tag on stud pass rusher DeMarcus Lawrence, but this weekend they agreed on a lucrative 5-year contract reportedly worth $105 million, 65 of it guaranteed, 4th highest guarantee among defensive players. That's after Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, and Von Miller. But more importantly here, the Texans and Jadeveon Clowney no doubt paying attention to this Lawrence deal. And Zion Williamson, unsurprisingly, racking up the postseason awards today. It was the Naismith Trophy as the National Player of the Year, just the 3rd true freshman to win that award after Kentucky's Anthony Davis and 1-year Longhorn Kevin Durant. In related news, Duke said over the weekend they are looking into allegations that Zion's mother was paid by Nike to play for the Blue Devils.
We've got a good thing going here. We really do. Can't tell you how thrilled my family is to continue to work at a place where we've got chances to cut down nets, win championships. This is a great city. It's a great university. Love the Fertitta Center. Love walking in and playing in front of sellouts. I mean, we've come so far, but I think we can continue to get better, and that's what I'm excited about.
All right, that was Kelvin Sampson, of course, earlier this week when I caught up with him on the phone after signing a new 6-year deal for the University of Houston worth $18 million. It's going to keep him in town now through the 2024-25 season. His deal starts at $18 million for those 6 years, but goes up with added incentives if he reaches those incentives. Coach Sampson believes this Cougar squad has unfinished business after an historic season, 33 victories, and the folks at U of H certainly agree.
You know, what people don't realize about Kelvin Sampson is they need to go back and look at the past and just see how successful this man has been. He's going to be one of the top 20 winningest coaches of all time.
We're set up to be pretty good for a while, and it was important for us to make sure we didn't lose that momentum, because you can tell there's a vibe, and you know when it's right, and it's right now, and we want to make sure we keep it that way.
All right, Fertitta and Pesman both confirming that Kelvin's son, Kellen, currently a Cougars assistant, has been named head coach in waiting at U of H. He'll take over whenever his father does retire, something U of H doesn't see happening for at least a few years. Lenny?
All right, let's get back to a little more Rockets talk here as they approach the playoffs. Austin Rivers had 10 points and 5 assists off the bench tonight. Looking back to when Rivers first joined the team back in December, he's now ready to play a role in the playoffs, and how far this team has come. I went one-on-one with him tonight after the game. All right, Austin, when you were out there, did you know that 3 you were taking was going to be the one that broke the record?
Yeah, at that point I did. You can see my reaction. Coaches, players, everybody in the arena kept telling us, you need one more, shoot one more, shoot one more, shoot one more. So at that point, I wasn't going to go to the basket. They were trying not to let us get it, but we were able to get it. So.
How far has this team come from the start of the season to now, just 1 game left here?
Well, I think far. You know, I came here, I think, December, so I can't tell you from the start, but I can tell you from where I came, we've grown. And I think the past 2 games just shows our professionalism. You know, right now when you're playing teams kind of like that, you're playing the Phoenix, playing in New York, you could really kind of let go of the rope a little bit and have bad habits. And I don't think we did that at all. I thought we played the right way. We played hard, and we played like a true, championship team. And that's what our goal is to try to be those things. So we just got to keep building.
And speaking of habits, I know the playoffs is a whole different animal, but it's got to feel good to be playing the way you are right now at this point.
Absolutely, man. We feel like we're playing the best basketball. You know, we're peaking right at the right time. We're going right into the playoffs hot, and it's good and all, but once the playoffs start, none of this means anything. You know, I mean, it's 0-0, everybody's even, and it's made the best team advance.
How big is defense when you enter the playoffs?
That's what wins. You know, that's ultimately who wins. You know, so we know, everybody knows we're going to score. That's why we have. We're breaking records in three-point rate. You know, we have one of the best, if not the best, scoring team in the league. But, the teams like Golden State, who have won 3 of the last 4 years, they do it on both ends, and that's what we're doing now. So we got to keep it going.
Last thing here, what is the biggest thing you want to see in this last game, aside from winning, obviously?
It's go time now. Even if this is the last game of the regular season, it's going to be a playoff kind of environment because they're playing for something, and so are we. So, from here on out, it's going to be good basketball, so I'm excited.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good stuff there. Hey, still ahead on Sports Sunday, an Oklahoma State baseball team honored 60 years after winning a title. Why this was special to my family, coming up next. All right, that's going to be a great week. Hey, a quick shout out tonight to my dad, Connie McAvoy, whose 1959 National Championship baseball team was honored over the weekend at Oklahoma State up in Stillwater, celebrating their 60th anniversary of the school's one and only College World Series champion. I was honored to be there in Stillwater yesterday with other family members where the team members able to make it receive their championship rings that they were never awarded back in 1959. So congrats to my dad, who, by the way, made the All-World Series team in Omaha, and all of his great teammates. Indeed, a great day at Oklahoma State yesterday. Sports Sundays coming right back. We'll wrap it up. All right, we're going to wrap it up. A big show. A lot to talk about tonight. Rockets, Baylor, Astros.
Let's keep going.
I'll be at Rockets practice tomorrow. Talk to them before they leave for their final game.
That's right.
Yankees in town for 3.
And we're all 3 going with Texas Tech tomorrow night. How about that? Yankees, Astros at Minute Maid. Have a great week. See you tomorrow.